Are you seeing a greater awareness towards financial planning in recent times? And what are the changes you are witnessing? Is there growing awareness among the youth and women in India about financial planning?
Okay, a very, very interesting question, and I would say very pertinent to today's discussion.
Yeah.
When you spoke about women, I would say that they are the best financial planners in this world. I have seen my mom managing everything with whatever money she used to get from my dad, right? So they do it, they used to do it when it comes to managing money, and from that money also she used to save money, which she could invest or she could actually keep it for the future, right? So that's what I have seen. However, a woman is always a complete woman, right? But then understanding more about financial planning, which is more scientific now, is something which will help them become more complete. So in Hindi, we say a term called Purnata se Paripurnata ki or, so ladies should be looking forward to that. That awareness is still not there, I would say. Yes, there is a lot of work which needs to be done. Youth also, interestingly, is not very clear about a lot of things.
What is the role of the FPSB in inculcating awareness about financial planning in India? What are your initiatives in this regard, and what are your future plans? Also, what are the impediments to raising awareness about financial planning?
Again, a very, very important question, Swati. If we look at our efforts towards ensuring that people are able to understand the importance of financial planning, we are looking at doing a lot of activities. Practically, we are looking at educating people at large. We'll be working with good business schools and universities and schools also to make people understand the importance of finance. We will also be doing a lot of activities when it comes to ensuring that industry is there with us, because ultimately industry will do three things along with us. One is obviously they're going to hire people who complete their certified financial planner course and look forward to a career with them, because if you look at our banking population, the people who work with the banks, insurance companies, mutual fund companies, we have got a lot of people who are MBA, but they do not have a CFP kind of a qualification with them. Swati, you'll agree to this fact that if I have got money, I want to spend that money. Instead of just depending on an advisor or an agent who doesn't have a qualification, if somebody comes with a qualification, my trust increases, right? And that's what we are trying to do, is that we are trying to create that trust environment in the entire country today. Because we are looking forward to making people understand that if you're talking to a CFP, this person is going to ensure that he's looking at your needs, your benefits, not his benefit. And that's really very important, right? So that's our job. We will create a very strong workforce of people who can actually go ahead and help people at large. Because when we look at this noble work, it is about helping people and their families. Because if I help one individual, right, which has got a family of 4 people along with that person, I'm actually making an impact to at least 4 to 5 lives. And imagine 140 billion people of this country, right? And we have got hardly 2,517 financial planners in this country today. So the opportunity is pretty large, and we will look at educating them. We'll be looking at working along with the industry, academia, and the regulators wherever we can support them. We are very happy to come along with them and do this noble work to help people at large.
FPSB recently introduced investor psychology into financial planning practices. Tell us about it in detail, sir.
Okay, very important question, and we decided to introduce this considering that how financial planning is taking a shape across the world. Let me tell you a very interesting story. If you look at the professional qualifications around the world, right? The world started with accounting qualifications, and that goes beyond 100 plus years. However, people started talking about finance and financial planning in 70s. So it took a good time to reach up to that level. Why people started thinking about it is that because there's a good difference between accounting and finance, right? A lot of people always use accounting and finance as synonymous to it. However, both are very different from each other, right? Accountant is good at reporting, good at taxation, planning for regulation, etc. However, a finance person will look at your sources of funds. We'll also look at managing risk for you and ensuring that you're compliant when it comes to investing money for you, right? So, and personal finance is really very important. It is gaining a lot of shape. Our psychology as Indians has been that we are always risk averse for a long time, right? Equity market started taking shape in India in the 90s, right? And initially we have burnt our hands. A lot of people have done a lot of things which have not been right in our country, and across the world, such things have happened. However, people started understanding the importance of investing in the market and staying invested for a long term, right? After burning their hands and their fingers for a good time, right? And I can tell you that there are a lot of people who invested in 90s, and they are the richest of this country today, right? Because they invested in the right stocks and they kept themselves invested for a very long time. I hold some of these stocks still, which are there with me for last 15 years. And why am I doing that? Because long term is the future. If you try to just short sell and come out of it, which normally people do, and I mentioned about it, that it's a herd mentality, it's quite speculative, right? Our psychology is that if, for example, Swati is doing it, Krishan will also do it. If XYZ is doing it, somebody else will also do it. That's not right, right? If you are selling, I will also sell. And that's the way in which the stock market fluctuates, because it is not something which is the real situation. It is practically a situation which has been created by short selling and short buying by people. What we want to do is that through this psychology related activities, we understood that yes, people need to, we need to understand their needs, right? We also need to understand what they actually want in their life and how we can help them in future. And it is completely based on, as I mentioned to you about risk appetite, it is also based on your own behavior. Because as I said, behavior makes a lot of difference. You might have a lot of money, but you will keep it in savings account, right? Because a lot of people, as I said, are quite risk averse. They don't want to get into the market thinking that the market will not give them the right returns, or maybe they'll erode whatever is there with them, which is a big challenge, right? People, if they don't have money, obviously they will never be able to invest. However, people who have got money, they still do not do it. If you look at the current population today, 140 billion, out of which hardly 2 to 3% people actually are invested in the market, which is such a small fraction of number when we look at our population. So more education is needed in that area, and a lot of awareness is needed. And what we also feel is that your psychology is dependent on what others do. It needs to change, and we are there to take care of that with our prudent methodologies and tested ways of creating the financial plan. We, based on the customer's psychology, based on the customer's behavior, we create a plan which will help them in terms of ensuring that yes, they do not burn their money, they do not get into a situation wherein they will face a difficult time when they retire,